either distillation or even operate models of that scale.
Yeah.
And I think by the time that like this vision that you have is built out and like it's accessible for most developers around the world to be able to not only distill from a single model, but hopefully over time be able to mix and match and take different aspects of intelligence from different models where they're stronger. That just seems like one of the coolest things that I think is going to get built.
Yeah, no, I think that's correct. And so therefore, a little bit about like what's the, if you have multiple models you're distilling from, and then what's the evals around this distilled model that you can then qualify, I think that's where we can do a lot of our tooling work, our infrastructure work, reduce the barriers for people to be able to have that flexibility. And the good news here is it's sort of already started. People have, there's existence proof of all this. It's just a question of can you reduce the barrier to building all of it. And the other thing is the speed with which people can move. One of the challenges to date has been I do something with one model, I fine-tuned it, a new sample drops. I need to move fast to the new sample. So that's the other thing that we have got to get good at. Because you can't be saddled with what you did because the world is moving too fast.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, I mean, developers just need things in different shapes. I mean, the Llama 4 shape of 17 billion parameters per expert was designed because the atomic unit that we have at Meta is an H100.
Yep.
Right, so we want to be able to run like these things very efficiently on that. It's one of the things where, I mean, you look at some of the other models that have come out, some of the other open source models, it's like they're good intelligence, but sort of awkward to inference because of the scale, and maybe they're targeting different kinds of infrastructure. But we built this for kind of server production, but a lot of the open source community wants even smaller models. So to be able to build, the most popular Llama 3 model was the 8B. And we'll work on a smaller version. I talked about that earlier. The internal, we refer to as Little Llama, but we'll see what we actually ship as. But being able to basically take whatever intelligence you have from bigger models and distill them into whatever form factor you want to be able to run on your laptop, on your phone, on whatever the thing is, I think is just, I don't know. I mean, to me, this is like one of the most important things.
Yeah, and also I think you guys are obviously working on this, and I think that this is good to see, which is if we can get to these hybrid models, whether it's MOE dense plus thinking models that combine, and then you're able to get the latency that you want or the thinking time you want, and it's flexible. That I think is where we will all want to end up.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe a good note to end on is just when you look at everything that's going on. I mean, I'm curious what gives you like the most optimism, or what are you most excited about over the next period for what developers are going to be doing over the next few years?
Yeah, I mean, look, I always take my inspiration from that Bob Dylan line, right? Which is either you're busy being born or you're busy dying. It's better to be busy being born, and especially at a time like this, I think what gives me optimism is, even with all the various constraints, it turns out software in this new form of AI is still the most malleable resource we have to use to go solve these hard problems. And so that's what gives me the optimism. And I also sort of say that's the call to action, I think, for the people in the room and for all of us, is to be able to sort of take the opportunity to lean into this, but then also build solutions. When I look at whether it's an IT backlog in a company or the unsolved problems in the real world, both of them need something new. And in order to work that, and that's where I think the greatest benefit of all of this tech is, and it'll only come down to developers in particular being able to go at it fearlessly.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you